Welcome back to Life with Us TV. It's your girl, Lynette.
And it's your boy, Stanley.
All right, we're going to come in apologizing for last week.
Man.
You all were waiting and we were waiting and we were ready. But what happened was our connection to the streaming service that we use just would not connect last week. So what we decided to do at the last minute was we ditched it over here and we went over to Zoom. And we had about 55 people in the room in Zoom. And it was an amazing
time.
Time that we had. And I really feel like the people that really wanted to connected and was in the room. So if you all were in that room, appreciate you for dealing with all of the changes and dealing with us trying to get used to doing it on StreamYard. Also, this week's little chat that we're going to do is going to be how to build a successful travel business. So on 2 weeks ago, I want to say last week so bad because it's supposed to have been last week, but we did a video on how to become a travel agent. Mm-hmm. And that is one of those videos that I told y'all I never thought that I was going to do because I never felt like I needed to do it. Like I became a travel agent. I didn't get into this saying I wanted to teach the world how to become a travel agent. So I had to eat humble pie and get people what they wanted. And people wanted to hear from me how to become it. And it's been blessing a lot of people.
Yeah.
And out of that has come what my husband has put together is we want to just take it a little step further because of course the information was so much that people were like, look, we need more. So we decided that we were going to do a paid for course off of YouTube, but that will be done on May the 10th at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you have to sign up by May the 5th. 12 noon Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Repeat it after me. Eastern Standard Time to get in the room. And the reason that we are charging for this is because one, we follow where our money is. And if we decide we're going to pay something, we're going to be in attendance and we're going to take it seriously. And that's just not for us. That's for you as well. So we wanted to make sure that those that really want it are there.
Right. And what it is, for those of y'all who had not heard it, it's going to be, we're going to do a YouTube training on how to sell cruises using YouTube.
Hello.
And then also using YouTube to send potential customers
to your business,
to your website.
So while we're doing that,
let's drop that in the chat.
We're gonna drop that in the chat and let's speak to the people since we missed a lot of y'all last week.
What's up, fam? What's going on? Everybody?
Hey, Desiree, every week. What the heck was that?
My shoes.
Oh, I guess I know my smoke detector is not going off because I would stop this live for that because that is the most annoying thing in somebody's live or on that video. Is their stuff chirping?
All right, it says 104 y'all in the house. Don't forget to smash that like button when you come through the door. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. So 2 weeks ago, we told you guys how to become a travel agent. So basically, you have to pick your host agency, whether you want to do a 9 MLM, that's multi-level marketing, or a MLM host agency. So you had to choose. So basically, the difference was, one, you wasn't held to a quota, and you wasn't held to recruiting. And then one, you were held to that. So that's the MLM ones, the multi-level.
And they're not all created equal. There are some that have a real requirement, and there are some that are a little bit more lax with it. So that comes along with, like I said in that video, is you have to research these companies. If you see one you're interested in, pick up the phone, call them, pick their brain. Their job is to sell themselves to you. So don't be afraid that if, I had some people emailing me, what you think about this one? It's not about what I think. I don't know what your needs are. So only you know what those needs are, and bump them up against the people that can answer them and possibly give you the answer, whether or not they're for you or they're not.
Right.
So
and so if you missed that video, please go back on the channel and check that out. All the information about how to become a travel agents over there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on today's one: how to build a successful travel agent business in 2023. And what's the first thing we need to do, baby?
Before we even get into that, I think it's important to have the conversation that we had like on the deck today. Like we had this conversation and my husband was asking like, what was your mindset when you got into the travel business?
Yeah.
And if you did not, well, if you missed what happened on the 2 week ago video where I talked about how I became a travel agent full time for real, it's going to tie into the mindset that went into it for me. Now, for granted, I've always did this. Like legit, I've always planned travel, but it was cute to plan travel when it wasn't your real job.
Right.
Like I did it for free for years. I met my mentor on a cruise. Y'all have heard that story. And she was like, if you ever want to take it seriously, hit me up. I'll teach you how to, get into this legit so that you don't get hit up against the wall with companies that are, they're not so good. They're not so honest. They don't pay their people out well. I'll work with you with all of that. And she did. Although I became a real travel agent, I still only went into it with the mindset that I was going to do this as a side hustle or a part-time gig, because what was going to happen was after I came back from having my hysterectomy, the plan was rest for 6 weeks, recover, go back to work for 2 weeks and put in my resignation.
That was the plan.
And my husband was going to hold down the fort because we had gotten our finances and our household bills down to where it only took one person's income to do it. So the whole time that we've been working for probably the last 3-4 years, we've really been able to save a person's paycheck a month and get ahead of a lot of stuff that, most people are unfortunate, they don't have that opportunity.
Right.
So what happened in the pandemic was the pandemic. So travel for me, doing that as a side hustle, well, this ain't the time to go ahead and put in my resignation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm shooting my toe off through the boot at this point. So I decided to stay in corporate America, and then corporate America decided in the middle of the pandemic, 23 years of service, 15 years of service. We want to send y'all jobs to another country.
Yeah. Well, yours was another country. Mine was another
state.
Another
state. Yeah. Mine's a whole nother country. Oh, so this is what we're going to do. Yeah. So this is where the mindset came in for me. For first, supposed to be part-time, supposed to be a play, supposed to be a little bit of play money that, we could throw that at Ruth Chris, or we could throw that at Fleming's, for my little commission checks that I know I will get coming in from doing this part-time.
Yep.
So then once that happened, I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to really take this passion of mine and do it, like really put my all into it. As much as I've formulated plans, did this and, structured things for my 9-to-5 for corporate America and holding these meetings and, running departments.
Right.
Why can't I do that for myself? Instead of just making it a play, let's just go ahead and do this thing for real and stop looking at it as if it's just something that you do in your pastime.
Right.
So I say all of that to say is find out or really dig deep to figure out where is your mindset right now for getting into this travel business.
Right.
Do you just want to do it as a side hustle? Do you want to do it and to replace your 9-to-5? Or are you a person that I think is easy money and such is doing it?
Right.
I can do it too.
And I'm very curious. Put that in the chat. What's your intent of learning this business? Like, is it part-time? Are you trying to do a full-time income? Mm-hmm. What you trying to do? Put that in chat. We would love to know that because we know everybody has a different intent. I see a lot of y'all still speaking too. What's going on, family? Hey. What's going on, family?
And none of those answers are wrong. But there's only one acceptable answer that I really want. And is at the end of you evaluating why you want to get into this business, are you going to do it and do it to the best of your ability? Because that is what's going to set you apart. It's going to separate the girls from the women, the boys from the men. It really, really is.
Right. All right. So I see some people coming in. What's going on, EJ? I see EJ said I want to do a part-time from now.
Yep.
I see Brianna said part-time with multiple streams of income. Amen. I see I don't want to mess your name up, but she was like I would
individual jewel.
Yeah, you want to I would love for it to be easy money, but it's for me for the side, and I would love to turn full time. So yeah, I see a lot of more part-time, full time. Yeah, okay. 9 to 5 got to go. I feel you.
That part.
Well, glad to hear. I'm glad that you guys are thinking like I'm love seeing the full time, because that's like one of our goals and one of our vision is that we want to help people do this full time to replace their 9 to 5 like we had.
Right.
So,
and that also came with another point that we wanted to make that we was talking about on the deck, was when we first decided that we were going to take this thing seriously and we were going to really like shake up things on our channel and really like, we literally changed gears on our channel. We started off as a vlogging channel, and then we realized that all of our travel content was the content that really was growing the channel, was really sustaining the channel. You know, people would, you know, start to love us from our travel and would look at our vlogs, but it was the travel videos that was like, they went up. And when we decided to do this thing and use YouTube as a platform to do so, we kind of had that, we're new to this. Like, we're new to the cruising space. Like, you have people that are like avid cruisers that are out here, like doing these videos, you know, booking people on cruises, doing that. And I'm like, it's just little old me. And my first love is all inclusive resorts, you know? So I'm thinking like, I'm not good enough to do this thing the way that it needs to be done to grow a business. And then I had to step back and be like, if I just do business good and I give people the results that they want, I think that's enough. And it has been enough.
Right. All right. So let's get into the first point of how you can build a successful travel agent business in 2023.
All right.
And we thought about this one long and hard because we feel like a lot of people make this mistake, is that you need to learn one thing at a time.
That part.
Before you move on to the next thing. So basically, if you decide that I want to sell Carnival cruises, you stick with Carnival until you master it. And what I mean by mastering it is that you know the space so well with Carnival, it's just like tying your shoes. You don't even have to think about it. You can do it in your sleep.
Exactly.
And that's like where the queen is. She can do Carnival in her sleep. That's how well she know it. So make sure that whatever space you choose, master that first before you. So don't do Carnival, then jump over to Royal, then jump over to Virgin, then jump over to MSC if you have not mastered Carnival yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
not gonna be scatterbrained.
Right. So master one thing at a time, because we don't want you to get overwhelmed. Because, matter of fact, in the chat, for those of y'all who have started this journey before but kind of fell off, did you start that way? Did you like overwhelm yourself with a bunch of information and you was like, this was too much, I can't do this, this is a lot of information to learn, I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing until I have the time to dedicate to being a travel agent and learning all this new stuff? If that's you, put that down in the chat.
Yeah. And some people do that and they never pick it back up because it is a lot. Like in the first video, I named off all of the credentials that I've been able to achieve during this time. And that comes with a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot. But like my husband said, learn one thing at a time. But that does not mean that you will only do that one thing. That just means that, like he said, you have that one thing mastered. Now you can move on and learn something else. Yes. And then what you'll start to learn is some things are very similar across cruise lines. And we're just talking from a cruise perspective now.
Right.
And then there are some things that are just totally different. Once I learned Carnival, then I moved on to Virgin Voyages. And the reason I moved on to Virgin Voyages is because as a brand, it really spoke to the person that I am. Like, we're carefree. We're kind of kid-like when we're on vacation, but we also like that all-inclusive thing. Because I told you, right, my first love is all-inclusive vacations. Like, fly me over to a resort. That's my thing. Virgin is the cruise equivalent of a all-inclusive resort. So that's what spoke to me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to learn this thing. Some things are similar, but most of it is totally different.
Right.
But imagine if I had tried to learn both of those at the same time.
Yeah.
While trying to customer service and service people that's booking through me.
Right.
Baby.
Yeah.
And the one thing that you don't want is you don't want a client to feel like you don't know what you're talking about. Because why should they trust you any further when you don't know what you're talking about?
Right. So yeah, so I see some of you guys in the chat was like, that's me. I did that. I started and I stopped. Yeah. So segment this thing. Take after work, take 20, 30 minutes. Like I'm gonna take 20, 30 minutes and I'm gonna dedicate to learning this because this is what happens. And I've said this to you guys before that disruption always follows intention. So you made an intent, whether it was a week ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, that I'm gonna learn how to be a travel agent. And the moment that something came along and distracted you, you stopped.
Yep.
But this time we wanted to be different for you. So that's why we say learn one thing at a time so that you won't get distracted by other stuff in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so you need to focus on the intention of becoming a travel agent and ignore all other distractions.
That part.
So
all distractions aren't bad.
Right.
It just means that it's taking you off focus on what you need to do. Speaking of,
right.
When I first started, I'm not telling you something that I heard. I'm telling you something that I had to do myself. When I first started, I wanted to do everything, and I mostly wanted to do all-inclusives because that's my first love. So I think that everybody should be able to just experience all-inclusive vacations, fly over to a resort, be over there, be in the culture. That's my thing. But I realized quickly that our channel has already been fully stocked with cruisers. Like, this is your thing. And instead of me getting out of my own way at first, I want to offer all-inclusives and I wanted to offer cruises to my people. And it quickly humbled the heck out of me because I'm driving my car and all of a sudden my car goes in reverse. What?
Yeah.
Because now I have to deal with the all-inclusive booking. And it's totally different than that in the wheelhouse that I'm in 90% of the time. So I'm getting 10% all-inclusives. I'm getting 90% cruises. Right. And I'm sitting here like, one of them gotta go. Although I love it, it may not be something that I need to offer at this moment because as a growing business, I don't need that kind of thing that's just going to take me and distract me and take me away from the things that are working right now.
Right. All right. Let's go into number 2, babe.
Number 2. So we talked about in the first thing how you get into your host agency. And the reason that you go through a host agency when you first start is because you need access to vendors. And when we say vendors, we're talking about the Royal Caribbeans, the Carnivals, the Virgin Voyages. You, as a travel agent, you're no one without the access to these vendors. And how do you get access to these vendors? Most of y'all don't know because you have not built relationships with these brands for them to trust you enough to give you the back door to their business. Right. But what happens is these host agencies have kicked in those doors, created those relationships, created a percentage wise of what they're being able to offer their travel agents for bringing business through that funnel.
Right.
Now you're able to take the classes to the vendors. What I will tell you, like we said, pick a vendor that you love, one that you feel like your people are going to enjoy. And Carnival is one of those things that is kind of like first base for cruisers. Right. Like, it's affordable, it's family friendly, it's fun. Are they the most glamorous? No. But are they fun? Absolutely.
Yes.
It's like going to a family reunion. Most people start there. Why not start there? So that's the reason we did that. But once you take those classes, let's keep it 100. I told them in the Zoom, we take those classes just to get through them so that we can get the access,
get certified,
so that we can get certified and have our login. So now we can start to play with the system. But you have not retained any of that information. Because why? If you're anything like me, you don't really know it until you start touching it. So once you get your access and now you start playing around in the system, and maybe get your first or second booking or do some mock bookings in the system,
Right.
take those classes again. And the reason I want you to take them again is because now everything that was foreign in that training now will make a little bit more sense, because now you're dealing with it in the real world. And I wish they did training like that, where you're able to touch it, do it, can't move forward until you master it. But take them courses again.
Yeah, for sure. And look in the chat, if y'all are picking up what we putting down, because one of the things we want to make sure that you're understanding this, so you able to apply this information. Because what we don't want you to do is to watch all these videos, learn a bunch of information, and don't take any action.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take any action, guess what? You would never become a travel agent.
That's it. And I think and my husband used to always say, he was like, I was so guilty of, I want to learn everything to perfection, and then I want to implement, but I will never learn perfection.
I'm so glad
because I'm never going to do it.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. So yeah, let's spin the block back to number one. I was a person that all I did, like you said, was learn, and
implement nothing.
And implement nothing. I got addicted to learning. And some of y'all the same way, you are addicted to learning. Some of y'all are here tonight because you are addicted to learning.
You better preach.
But you got to be addicted to learning, and you got to be addicted to taking action.
Mm-hmm.
So learn a little bit, take a little bit of action. Learn a little bit, take a little bit of action. That's why in the Zoom last week, I told them, I said, make sure you give yourself at least 5 years to get good at this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say within 5 years, because like we said, you got a lot to learn, but you might like 5 years. It's a long time, but guess what? Hey, you're going to be here anyway, if God is willing.
Hello.
You see what I'm saying? So why not do something that's going to make your life better, or become somebody different by becoming a travel agent and help people travel? If it takes you 5 years, so what? At least at the end of the 5 years, you'll have something to show a value to be able to offer to people.
Hello. And it's legit.
Yes.
And you're being legit in it.
So yeah, take your time. You don't have to rush. I used to be in a hurry.
Oh my gosh.
If I learned it today, so this is how I was. If I planted a flower seed today and I woke up tomorrow and the flower won't there, oh, this skit don't work.
It don't work.
It don't work.
Mm-mm.
Anybody guilty of that in the chat, that you start something for a little while and you don't start, if you don't see it working within a short period of time, this ain't working.
Yeah.
But I told y'all in the Becoming a Travel Agent video, all work works. If it's not working for you, it's working on you.
Come on now.
So you got to let it continue to work on you until it start working for you. So we started, the Queen started back in 2020, and the stuff was working on her.
Yeah.
Then as we started going, I came in and started working on me. And now in 2023, guess what, y'all? It's working for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to you all, it might look like we just came from out of nowhere. Like, no, we've been doing this. We've been in the trenches.
Yeah.
You know, really learning this thing. And like I said, I was bootlegging it for a very long time.
Yes.
And shouts out to my family. Y'all real ones, because I practiced the hell on y'all.
I see some me working on you. Okay, I see y'all. So I said that all to say, give yourself time to get good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that so the people in the back can hear it.
Right.
Give yourself time to get good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get good at this, it's all gonna work for you.
It sure is.
So even if you start like a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna give you this, like I'm gonna give you a snapshot into what I'm gonna be, a little bit of what I'm gonna be teaching.
Hold on, wait a minute. Don't be messing up the church's money now. Let me stop.
The reason why people's YouTube channels fail is because they don't give themselves time enough to get good.
Like that meme said.
And getting good, I can't tell you how long it'll take you to get good.
Right.
But the more and more you do it, the more and more you're going to get good. So the reason why that you guys are here listening to us tonight, not because we so wonderful,
no, not at
but
all.
we took the time to get good at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we got good at it, we able to come in here and bless y'all in a way that you ain't think you was gonna get blessed.
That's it.
Through travel agency.
And when we say getting good, it doesn't mean that what we are doing is like a put on, a show, or anything like that. But anything that you want to be communicated and communicated effectively, there is an art to storytelling that goes along with that. And you have to do it to get good at it.
And
go
ahead.
ahead.
I don't want to cut you off. And what I mean by to get good at it, and some of you guys can attest to this, it's about being who you are on camera.
On camera.
But
so it can translate.
So just think about in your daily life, if you turn the moment
How did we get here?
The moment you turn the camera on, you go to the dub. Like,
what do I do with these?
Hey y'all, you know,
I'm in the grocery store.
But the more and more you do it, the camera comes on. What's up, y'all? It's your boy. That's me.
And this literally me in real life.
That's her.
In real life.
So basically, and this won't in our notes
at all.
But this we throwing in for free. That
hello. Listen, y'all better shout. Y'all better do something.
Right. So you just got to get good, and you got to give yourself time to get good.
Yes.
All right. Point number 4. Point number 3.
All right. You gonna do it? Or I'm gonna do it.
I'll hit him with.
You gonna hit him?
And I'll let you speak on it some more. So number 3, you got to do to build a successful travel agent. We urge you to join the travel agent Facebook group.
Right.
And explain that to them, baby, because you live in those groups and how those groups be blessing you.
It's so funny. I told them last week, when you first start Facebook, it's all about family, friends, classmates, all of that. I don't even see them half of the time anymore because I'm so engulfed in learning other ways to mingle with people in the same spaces that I'm in. So for instance, if we're speaking from cruises, so I'm just going to use that as a base, join travel agent groups for Carnival Cruises, travel agent groups for whatever host agency you're with. It is good to rub shoulders with people that have the answers to some of the questions that you have. And the one thing that I love about a Facebook group, there is always a few know-it-alls in there that you can roll your eyes at them from behind your screen because you know they're going to come because they know everything. Yeah. But you're able to pick their brain directly from the industry that you need answers from. It's very important to rub shoulders with those people. And then even with that, it builds relationships with people. It's crazy how you'll start to gravitate to certain people's personalities, right? From the internet, learning what, the stuff that they type, learning that they getting a little shady on the side, or they caught what you caught in the group. It's good to make those relationships. I'm going to throw this part in there for free as well.
Throw it in there.
When you start to get your credentials with your host agency, get your access to the vendors. It depends on what your host agency is all about. I don't know how they all work because I ain't with them all. But you may start to get invitations to what they call fam groups, is familiarization trips. Basically, it's when the vendor reaches out to your host agency and say, hey, do you have some agents that you think would benefit from coming over here on us being hosted? Yep. And we could show them around, give them the experience that a customer would get. And they possibly could add this to their portfolio of resorts, cruise lines, whatever that they want to offer their people. Go. And the reason that I say go is because there's other travel agents that's going to be there that is going, and you're going to gravitate to a few of them, and then you'll start to build relationships with people. And I will say I'm going to give you this for free. It's important to build relationships because everybody has a piece of the puzzle that you don't have.
Right. Woo.
Let me say that again.
Yeah, say that so they can hear that in the back.
Y'all heard me say that all inclusives is my first love. If Lynette's looking for a vacation for her and Stanley, guess where we going? We're going to flew over somewhere.
We're going to flew up over there?
We're going to flew up over somewhere. But guess what happens when people see our videos and see that we went to Unico or this or that? Not saying we haven't booked some people, because we have. But what I do is, hey, it's your good girlfriend. This is what you do. Take my client. Here you go. And guess what happens in return? When they get a cruise booking, because they're all inclusives, that's their wheelhouse. Guess what they do? Sis,
Yep.
let me introduce you to da 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 da. Oh, she got it from here. Relationship.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. Good stuff, baby. Good
All
stuff. I'm learning tonight. All right, let's move on to number 5. And we think number 5
It's number 4.
Should have had that number 4 probably should have been number 1. And that's mentorship. And let us explain why we are advocate for mentorship. Mentorship actually gets you to your destination faster, because now you're learning from somebody that's been there and done that. And then you get to learn from their mistakes. So if it took them 5 or 10 years to get where they are, you become a mentor of theirs. You can skip all that time. Ain't that crazy?
Hello.
But however, you have to be willing to pay a mentor. I told you guys, I think it was on the Zoom or either the other one.
It was both, I think.
Yeah. I know that we like to get stuff for free. It is cool. I like to get stuff for free. But if you really want a faster way to learn this business, use your money and pay somebody that can help you. Right. And this is what our mentor told us, and it hit us in the gut. He said, in the marketplace, which is what you guys were trying to do to become a travel agent, you can't expect for somebody to pay you if you ain't willing to pay nobody else for their service. Let me say that again so you can hear it real good. You can't expect for somebody to pay you for your services if you ain't willing to pay somebody else for their services. So
you want them to pay you for your expertise, but you're looking at everybody else like, no, you need to do this for free.
So yeah, so if you expected for other people to bless your business, be prepared to bless somebody else's business.
Boom.
And I don't even just talk. So this.
And don't ask me.
Look,
I don't have time.
and I take this literally. So we around here, we love DoorDash. Anybody else in here love DoorDash and Uber, ordering and ain't got to cook no food and come right to your door, just eat. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But I tip no less than $10 to my drivers. Even the system like you, that'd be $2. No, you're getting 10. Because I believe in paying people who give me value in the marketplace. And then that's back to that mindset. So you have to have that mindset that, hey, I'm going to pay for value because I want people to pay for my value.
That part.
So mentorship, who can mentor you? Now, I told you that we have the live coming where I'm teaching YouTube. I ain't saying it because I want you to buy my course, but I want you to buy somebody's course. You see what I'm saying? To learn and
put money where your mouth is.
So one of the people that we urge you to listen to is Myron Golden.
Yes, Lord.
We always bring up. Matter of fact, I have a video linked down in the description that I want you to check out. What he's good for, he's going to teach you how to sell, and he's going to give you the confidence to believe in your value. So when you go in the class, you're going to be amongst a bunch of entrepreneurs just like you, maybe not selling cruises or selling resorts.
Right, but everybody.
We talk about all kinds from all different backgrounds,
doctors,
races.
lawyers.
Yeah, I mean, and to be in that room and experience that energy around people who's making millions of dollars a year, millions of dollars a month.
And I'm like, that ain't me. But
whoa.
But the knowledge is so rich.
And his information is so powerful that you got to take him in doses. That's what I say. Like, you talking about straight no chaser? Like Myron, give me a break, bro. Every time you just keep on knocking my head off, man. So, like I said, that's linked down in the description. I have not linked to his class. So I want you to watch his free stuff first. I want you to get some value out of him before you pay.
Yeah.
Because I want you to see that the information that he gives. And let me tell you, we started his class. We found him in 2000 and
the end of 12, maybe? I mean, 22?
Yeah, it was somewhere around 22.
Maybe mid 2022.
And our business
went crazy
after we started applying what we learned in his class.
And it was scary.
Yes.
It was scary.
So I would not tell you guys to check him out if I didn't think he was gonna help you. So even if you already a travel agent, you doing this thing, and if you struggling, especially if you struggling with confidence and then selling, like we hate to sell.
And I still don't sell.
I used to sell Cutco knives. I tried
teddy bears. It was weird.
Bears. I'd tried to sell a Kirby vacuum cleaners. Anybody done that?
But to piggyback off of what you said was, that's the reason it set me free, because I'm one of those people that I don't have the personality to sell you nothing that you don't want. I don't want to be sold, so I'm definitely not a salesperson. And he literally said, you're not a salesperson. You're just putting yourself into place to give the people what they want to buy anyway. And you just make yourself so good at it that they will come to you to do it.
Right. So,
and that thing set me free, because I was like, I'm not a salesperson. Like, I'm not going to ask you to book through me. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'll make it available, but I'm not one of those people like, hey, I see you get ready to go on a cruise. You do for a vacation. I don't have the personality for it.
Right. And another nugget. That's one of the things we're going to be teaching in that live training on the 10th. We're going to show you how to put yourself in the position on YouTube to get in front of the people that wants to buy what you already selling. That's what I'm going to show you. That's what we're going to show you. That's what we're going to show you. But let's move on, babe.
Yeah.
So, Myron Golden is in the thing. And like you said, find somebody who has the results that you want and pay them to help you.
And the one thing that Myron did say that really sat out to us was, he was like, you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices in this period of your life to get to the goal, like you said, that you want to get to.
Right.
And everybody's not going to understand. And it's not that what you were doing is bad. It just means that at this point, you're in such an infancy stage in your life and your business and this new change that you're trying to do, that anything else that's not really serving you in the capacity that you want to go in, you may just have to put it on the back burner. For us, like we have another channel, like, and that channel is successful. It probably still is monetized, honestly, where we did show reviews. For me, that was my hobby, like my kickback. Like I could watch a show and get on there and talk skit about it, turn the camera off and go about my normal life. I had to put that on the back burner because I'm doing something that's so critical to our future, that right now just has to take a back burner until I can pick it back up.
Had to get rid of the distraction.
Yeah.
All right. So number 5. So what's the 5th thing that they need to build a successful travel agency?
The 5th thing we need to do is, in this 2023, you would think that it is normal, that it's common sense. But if your host agency does not provide you with a branded website, then go ahead and secure one for yourself.
Yes.
So that when people start to know who you are, they have a landing page of where to find you the next time.
Right.
There's nothing worse than to know that someone exists and you try to find them and you can't locate them, because guess what? They have not secured a website. So go ahead and do that. There's many places. Wix, you can get one through GoDaddy,
WordPress.
Yeah, WordPress is a little bit more intuitive.
Squarespace.
But
we recommend Wix.
Yeah,
because Wix is
drag and
no
drop.
coding needed. It's drop and drag, and we also got a link down in the description if you want to check out Wix. That's what we use. We use Wix. We love it. Been using Wix for years.
That's all I got for that one. That's self-explanatory.
All right. So the next one, number 6, we feel like is powerful too. And I would love for some agents that is using that to put it in the chat, is you need Travel Joy.
Or some kind of CRM.
Or something like Travel Joy. But we recommend Travel Joy because Travel Joy is a CRM system that helps you manage your clients all in one place.
Hello.
It has the ability so you can email a bunch of clients at once. You can automate a lot of stuff. So you can automate like invoices. So we automate our invoices. So when clients book, The invoices are sent automatically every single month. We have emails that we send out every single month to them. So it take away a lot of that manual work that you normally would do.
Because you're going to forget.
Yeah, you won't forget. So it does a whole lot more than that, but I don't want to bore you with all the details. But please check out Travel Joy or something like that. So go to Google and type in travel agent CRM, and it's gonna pop up with some with Travel
but Travel Joy is probably gonna be the first one because it's so popular.
And then somebody put travel fee in there.
Travel fee. I use both.
Yeah.
So what I do is I use Travel Joy to manage my clients, and I use Travel fee when I'm getting ready to send them on a vacation, and it makes everything look like a nice little package with a bow on it. It's real cute. It's very easy on the eyes, and I can attach their boarding documents, all that stuff to it. So yeah, I use both. But Travel fee, I probably have started using that within like probably the last
2 or 3 months.
No, it's been long, but about at least 6 to 8 months. Because then I had to learn that. But I would not be able to manage the clientele that I have if I did not have a good CRM that's basically going to remind me to do this. Oh, Lynette, don't forget to purchase the gifts that you want to gift your people to in their cabin. Like, it's telling me to do all of these things because we getting older. Yeah, you can't keep all of that right here. At some point, all of them start to look like the same thing. But like, what the hell? Because we're only human and you're doing the same thing. It's repetitive work, different clients. You got to have something that's going to manage you.
Indeed. I see it's 200 of you guys in the house. If you still getting value out this live, don't forget to smash that like button. And that leads us to number 7.
All right.
You need to make things easy for your clients.
Hello.
What do we mean? When they come to your website, or however you decide to do your bookings, whether you're going to do it through phone calls or have an Instagram page or a Facebook page, make it easy for the client to book with you. I cannot tell you that when we started and because we designed our own website, we used to actually sell website design. So we don't do it no more now.
No, we don't. Don't have.
But when I was going to look at other people's sites to get some inspiration before I did ours,
they were all over the place.
They were all over the place. I'm like, where do you go to book a cruise at? Where you go to
is it a blog?
Hotel? Like, where do you go? Like, so make sure that when the client comes to your website, it is very easy. Because if not, they're gonna leave. Yeah, they're gonna leave. Like, why I'm gonna be stressed out about trying to plan this trip that I don't know how to do, and then stress myself out about how to try to find out how to book with you on your website.
Yeah. And then not only make it easy to book, also make it easy for your client to pay. Like we said, our CRM Travel Joy sends out automated reminders with the invoice attached so that they could just click a button and authorize a payment. And that authorization comes to me and I process it through Carnival. That's another thing. If you're a travel agent, don't be processing nothing through your own account. Process it with the vendor so that Carnival is on their bank statement or their credit card statement, because what we're not going to do halfway business. We got to make sure that everything goes through a legit source. So make sure that they have an easy way to pay you. Keeping it 100. I told them on the Zoom call, we have a 95% success rate of people paying their cruises off on time. And that's because I have a CRM that manages and reminds them that, hey, this is your monthly payment amount. It's coming up. Your final payment date is this. I hardly ever have to hunt someone down and ask them, what's going on now? Yeah. Because the system helps me so much.
Yeah. All right. The 8th thing that we want to let you guys know, and this is very, very, very important in our book. Do not, let me say it good. Do not chase commissions. Chase adding value to your customer.
Explain.
Because
most people are like, well, ain't that the reason that I'm into this business? Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, every good job that you do is rewarded in this form of payment. It is what it is. It makes the world go round. It makes you get out of bed and go to a job that you don't like. It is what it is. But make sure you are doing the thing. So go ahead. I ain't mean talk over you.
Yeah, because when you get into this business, you're gonna find that some people you're gonna work with, and you're gonna work with for days and hours, and your commission will be like $30.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot segment your value because this person is only giving you're only getting $30 commission off of that person.
Mm-hmm.
You want to still give that person the same value because you don't know what's on the other side
of
that booking. So we've gotten plenty of them that's like that, but on the other side, they be like, you know what? My cousin don't want to come. My mama didn't want to come. Grandma didn't want to. So we turned from one trip turned into a whole group trip, and about 5-6 of them.
And then they come back.
Right.
And then they come back and they're like, wow, like you were like getting back to me within like 30 minutes of me sending you an email, like, because this is what I'm doing. This is what I do.
Yeah. And then you don't want to do this. And this is the most important thing. You don't want to sell your client something that's not in their best interest because you want to make some money.
Because that's a good way for them never to come back.
What you want to do is you want to put them into whatever it is, a cruise or resort or hotel, whatever. Put them where they should be.
Right.
Don't give them nothing that they don't want, can't afford.
Just because on the other side of it, you make bank.
Because you want to get a bigger commission check.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, it's not worth it. Your integrity and your character is worth more than a commission check or even a paycheck. If you agree with that, put that in the chat.
Yeah.
How much is your character and your integrity worth?
Mm. And I've literally have heard agents in groups say, hey, I just got this client that wants to go to Belize. I know nothing about Belize. Can you tell me where's a good place to book them? And I'm like, it makes me cringe. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't do that, but how can I service someone that I don't know and I don't know where I'm sending them? Like that's wild to me.
Yeah. The EJ said all day. I see Sabrina said I agree. Alyssa said I agree. Yeah. Your character and your integrity is everything. It's priceless. It is priceless.
It is. And there was another thing, like we talked about that earlier. It was like we kind of felt bad when we came into this space because we were like, this ain't what we usually do. Like people don't know us for this. And in a lot of people's mind, they were like, oh, they chasing, that fame or the commission, or they doing this for business. And at the end of the day, I told y'all I was sick of vlogging my life. I'm older. We got older. Like vlogging wasn't something that was appealing to us like that anymore. Now we still do it behind membership because we have people that have just grown to love us, and we pick up the camera and we give them 2 videos a month because we feel like we kind of owe that to the people that held this channel up for so long. But we kind of were like, but the numbers, like we said, I cannot be an analyst 9 to 5 for Fortune 500 company, and he can't be a serious serving licensed broker and not looking at the data.
Right.
The data is saying this is what your people do. This is who they are. And you're already in the travel space. Do it and do it well.
Right. All right. Now, number 9, we only had 10. So this is number 9. And this was like a major mistake the first year.
And we knew better.
Year or so of our business. That's how much we were so focused on learning this business. And what was that, baby?
Email marketing list. Yeah. So we had the website down packed. We had all of that. And of course, when you have a website, you get the data of how many times a day that your website is being hit. And
before you do that, let me say, because I know it's going to slip my mind.
Stop touching me like that.
If I don't do it. Back to number 5 on the website. I meant to mention this. On your website, don't only just put your services.
We put some value.
Put some value on there. Help people. So whatever is it that you're trying to sell, put some information on there to help individuals that come there achieve the goal that they want. Mm-hmm. So give them the choice on whether you can read the information and learn it, or you can use me.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole premise is let your website be full of value. Go back.
And why I'm really glad that you talked about that too is let's go a little bit into why we become live every Thursday and talk and do, cruise questions and teach first timers. That's our value to our YouTube audience, is that we thrive off of teaching people how to not make the mistakes that we made when we first did our first cruise, and it was a disaster. So on Thursdays, we know that not everyone is going to use our travel agent services, our travel planning services. They're just not going to. But what I can do is I also can serve in a free capacity by doing lives, doing videos, of teaching people how to do it themselves. And if you get to a point where you just can't do it yourself, then I'm here if you need me to do so. So you have the best of both worlds. You have someone, the same person, giving you all the information. Like, we don't hold nothing back. We're giving you all of the information week after week, video after video, teaching you the exact same things that if you book my services, you're going to get that amplified. So it's really a choice of whether or not are you comfortable enough to do it on your own or not. Let's move forward to the email marketing.
Email list. Yes.
So on our website, we had a total miss that our website was being hit like crazy because, for one, we teach on YouTube. People want to know about our services being hit, but they're not booking with us at the time because maybe they just wanted to browse around. We don't know what the purpose of them coming on. I mean, we could track where they went, but guess what we weren't doing? We were not capturing their email address so that if later on we have some information that we feel like is something they might be interested in, we could just email blast them. Or if, for instance, we do group cruises, like that's how I got started. That's my thing. Like, I can do group cruises with my eyes closed. We have a group cruise going on. We have a subscriber cruise going on. I don't have email addresses to the fans or the people that love us that's coming over to my website. We fixed that really quickly. Really quickly.
So we done had it right now for a little over a year.
Over a year.
We done collected over 5,000 emails. So I'll just imagine what we could have had if we had did it in the beginning. So on your website, if you don't have a way of capturing emails, set that up today.
Hello.
And the Queen was talking about sending out the group cruise stuff, but we send out more value stuff than that.
Yeah.
So we send out at least once or twice a month. You can sign up to get tips and tricks for first time cruises, and we try to send out something once or twice a month on that because it's still all about value. You lead with value first, because that's what it's about.
That's it. You lead with value, and then whatever God has for you. I don't know if y'all believe in God or whatever. I do. What He got for you is just gonna come. I don't mind giving it away. Like, some people like, child, you need to be charging for this. I got mine. We got it. Now there are some things, don't get it twisted, because there's a lot of marketing that goes behind it too. There are some things that just from a marketing standpoint that you do have to charge, and it protects what you've learned over the years and making sure that the people that are getting it actually want it. Money does that. A fee does that. We're not going to talk about fees this week, but let's go into number 10.
Number 10.
The 10th thing that we want to talk about is you need to have an amazing money management system. However you decide to do that, I don't know. This is how we do ours. On Travel Joy, for every booking that I have coming in, it tells me what my commission expected will be. I put that into Travel Joy, and it's just so I can see it. So I can forever have it where I can just look at little graphs and stuff and see where I'm at. And in my mind, like I told you all some time ago, that for us, last year we worked our butts off and we did so many bookings that I don't even understand how we did it. This year, we decided we were only going to do 15 new clients a month. That's plenty for us to live our life and have some overage. We're not getting rich, but we don't have to work our butts off as hard by doing just 15 a month. So I'm able to see in Travel Joy where I'm at in real time. But also, wherever host agency you may be using, you need to put that into the CRM as well, because that's how you get paid. They don't know what you got over there in Travel Joy. You have to put it in your CRM over there in your host agency, whatever that could be. And then you have to figure out how you're going to live within these brackets of pockets of commission checks, because this is not like your 9 to 5 where you get paid on the 1st and the 15th.
No.
Whenever these people pay off, you might get a drop.
Yeah.
Whenever the group cruise happen, you might get a drop.
Yeah, and it all depends on
your host agency too.
Schedule.
Yeah.
But go, you finished on that part?
Well, you can go ahead.
Now the other side, that's the money management of managing your commission as they coming in. We told you guys in how to become a travel agent is that commissions are not linear.
No.
That they're spread it out. So some clients that you're gonna get that you might not get paid for them 3, 6, 12 months, all depends on how far
2
they
years.
book out. So like this year, we getting paid for a lot of clients we booked
last year.
But the other money management system that you got to make sure you have is you got to manage your expenses and your spending. You don't want to start business and run your expenses up when you got more money going out the door than you got coming in. So you're gonna have to definitely manage that. Keep your expenses. My stickler is keep your expenses low and your income high.
Hello.
Hey.
And that doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
Like it really takes a lot of dedication. And put this in as a bonus because we talked about this on the Zoom on last week. The Zoom that probably should have never happened, but it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Not only manage your money, you will have to manage your time like never before. Yes. I don't care if you're doing this full time. I don't care if you're doing this part time. I don't care if you just pull in a couple of hours a night. Whatever it is, when you're dealing with this, it's your time that you're dealing with that. Yes. I have had so many people that, they know I came from out of corporate America and I'm doing this full time. And they be like, you don't answer the phone when I call because I'm working.
Yep.
But you work for yourself. I am more dedicated to working for myself than I was a 9 to 5.
America,
and everything that I do or don't do between the hours of my operation directly affects this household. So you're going to have to wait until after 4 p.m. For me to deal with you because I'm running a business. And you're going to have to learn to manage that time so militant that people may look at you crazy, be like, because for one, you're dealing with numbers. You're dealing with people's money. You're dealing with terms and conditions. And a lot of it has legal ramifications if you do them wrong.
Yeah.
That's real facts. You got to manage your time. You got to stop letting them do that. Shout out to put it in the chat.
All right, so that's like the 10 pillars, and like I told you guys in the beginning, it's no use in us going through all of that and you don't take any action. So none of this what we said is gonna work unless you do it. And like the Queen was talking about your time management, pick a time, like you're gonna say whether it's 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 1 day a week. I'm gonna take this time, and I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna dedicate this on for I can grow to become a travel agent. So now we're gonna go to the chat. If you have any questions about what we talked about tonight, please put them in the chat. We ask
and
that you
keep them specific to what we're talking about. If it's anything to do with like cruise questions and stuff, we'll be back on that.
We'll be back on that most likely next week.
So we don't want you to think we're ignoring you. We want to keep the video on topic, especially for the replay.
So make sure you put question in front of your question so we'll know it's a question.
But go on, scroll on up there to that top so we can.
I see some super chats in here.
Praise the Lord.
See super chat from Mr. and Mrs. Sampson. We appreciate it. Love you. Excuse me. Love you. Are going to Sunrise May the 1st.
Aft balcony.
On the aft balcony.
Oh, that's gonna be all right.
Heck yeah, y'all have yourself a good time out there now.
Don't do nothing I would do.
All right, we got another $10 super chat from Christy. Thank you so much, Christy. Said off topic, but
you both have helped me so much. You need to blow that up. These over 40 hours. Planning my first cruise with my best friend. I wish I had found you before we booked. You both are amazing aunt and uncle. Hey, niece.
What's up?
Appreciate that so much.
All right. I see we got
Hey,
another.
T-Rock.
What's going on, T-Rock? We appreciate it. We appreciate the
Hey,
$5
hey.
super chat. Let's see here. All right. I see Devin.
Hey, Devin.
What's going
we
on,
missed
Devin?
you.
Yeah, appreciate the $9.99 super sticker.
Appreciate you more than you know.
Indeed. All right. And I see we got a new member.
Hey, Tracy Phelps.
What's going on, Tracy? And for those of y'all who
I think I know you.
That you might not know, we do have memberships available. We have a Gold Star membership and we have a vlog level membership where if you want to see
our life,
our life behind the scenes outside of this, feel free to join. We'd love to have you. All right, let me dip down in here and see what questions do we have.
Now let me roll too because I got my phone right here.
All right, what's going on? LK Family Travel.
Hey, LK Family.
Say, how did you come up with the breakdown your client's payment plan? I keep drawing a blank every time I try.
It's actually very easy. So what happens is you have a final payment date that the cruise line or whatever you're using, if you're going all inclusive, everybody has a final payment date.
Yes.
You take that final payment date and let me give you some wisdom from an auntie. Make your final payment date 10 days before the real final payment date because everybody pays late, but it's not late to you.
Right.
So do your final payment date. And if you're using Travel Joy, it's easy to do because once they make that down payment, I just pick a universal day of the month to require my payment. So I do like the 15th or the 20th. And Travel Joy will literally break it out for the remaining duration up until the final payment date. Like if you're not using a CRM, then it's still easy to do. Take the day that they booked it, their down payment, and then follow up with that next month until that final payment date and divide it equally. And then you have your final payment date. Yep. I mean, I have your monthly payment amount that's needed.
So yep. Hope that helps.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what's going on, Lisa? Where do the planning fees come into every reservation?
The planning fees are actually something that the travel agent sets. Some travel agents do not do planning fees. Some travel agents like myself do planning fees. Why? Give you the real answer to that is because of who we are, we give the information out for free on this channel. Week after week, we have probably been doing it for over a year and some change now. If you want to book through me, and my expertise is first-time cruisers. See, this is another thing. We have to charge planning fees based on the value that we're going to give. So I'm a first-time cruiser expert. I'm not only booking you on your first cruise, I'm also the person that's holding your hand. I'm also your daggone counselor all the way through this process. I'm answering every question that you have, regardless of how silly you may think that it is and that you're uncomfortable to ask. I'm answering them.
Yeah.
I'm answering you forever. Let me tell you, I'm holding your hand. I'm teaching you along the way. I'm making sure that your documents are good. You have the right boarding documents. I'm literally what Carnival would never be. And because of that, I have to charge for the value that I'm giving, and I charge it accordingly to what I'm giving. Now, if I just booked you and sent you on the way and I just collected your payments every month, charging what I charge, no, that would totally be unfair.
Right.
But if you have somebody that's like, oh yeah, my booking fee is $25 and all they do is book you, well, worth it. Because some people don't need what I'm providing. And I'm okay with that because I know my value is the first-time cruisers.
Right. All right. What's going on? A Marshall said, what type of training is required to become a travel agent? What type of software do you need to learn?
We kind of covered it most, but the training that you need mostly will be provided to you by your host agency. And whatever that is depending on what niche you're trying to get into. So if you want to get into resorts, then you pick the resorts. Like, I think, because I thought this way when I first got into it. I thought when you got into the back office of, I signed up to be a travel agent, that I would just learn how to book resorts.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that I have to learn how to book every kind of resort. Secrets has their own thing. Grand Palladium has its own thing. own palace has its own thing. So you have to start learning how to do that kind of training. So that answers that question. Software, some travel host agents have software that they provide. Mine does. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I use Travel Joy to do mine. But you could do other things. And as you grow, you'll learn what your needs are. And you will naturally seek out what it is that you need.
Also outside, I'm gonna put this in there like other training, because you don't only need the training that comes with the host agency. So now if you don't have this, you need to learn customer service skills. You need to learn how to use a social media platform to advertise your business. You need to, if you want to use ads, you got to learn how to do ads. If you don't know how to sell, you got to learn how to sell. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But that's what most of us skip that step. We'll learn everything else, but we won't learn how to sell.
Oh, we don't learn marketing.
Right.
Because I still hate to say sales, but you don't learn marketing.
Right. You got to learn how to write emails. Yeah. So it's more skills to come, but I meant to say this earlier, and I want to tell you guys some stuff, and this is anything in life, but specifically to this business, some of the stuff you not gonna learn until you do it.
Yep. And that's a lot of it.
Yeah. So a lot of it is you're gonna get into it and you're gonna get smacked in the face with something that you're gonna have to figure it out in real time. And what really set me free, it's a couple I watched, Carmen and Darius, their channel is called Wealth Nation. And they said they are stickler for imperfect action. I listened to this audiobook by this guy that I think it's Millionaire Mentor.
It is
something like that. But he was teaching that wealthy people, before when they go to start a business, they don't wait for them to have all the information before they get started. They just have enough to get started, and then they just get started and they course correct along the way. So that's what's gonna have to happen here. It's a lot to learn, but learn it and do it, and then course correct along the way.
And retake your classes.
Yes,
so it can make sense.
All right, let's see what we have.
What else you got?
What's going on, Kyra? Said this was helpful even to convince me not to start the travel agent project right now. However, I have a small business as a baker.
Okay.
And this would be even more time in a whole new area. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I'm glad you recognize that. But hey, in that bakery business, add as much value as you can and
be the best one out there.
Right.
Like somebody had asked me, like, how do you deal with competition in the travel space? I don't. One, I don't have a competitive nature about myself. I'm literally that person that I always say I'm the female version of Takeoff, the one that got murdered by from the Migos. I'm so out the way. I do what I do and I disappear. And because of that, I attract who God wants me to have. Right. I don't go out there doing, and you would think that I do a lot to be seen or noticed or whatever. No, like literally when the business comes, sometimes I'm like, where the hell you come from? Like who's for you will be for you.
Right. So the only person that you in competition with is yourself. So every day you ought to be trying to get better than the person you was yesterday.
Yeah.
Because when you start focusing on somebody else's travel business and trying to compete with them, you're going to end up doing something stupid in your business that's going to push clients away from you. And you're not going to do what it takes to grow your business. So you got to be like this.
Yep, blinders.
You got to be like, I'm focusing on what I'm trying to do for my clients.
I'm blind.
And this is what I'm going to do.
Yep. Real fast, because when we were on Virgin Voyages, most of y'all know, y'all probably seen the videos where I ranked one of top 100 travel agents for Virgin Voyages in North America.
Yeah,
I didn't know how the heck I did that because I literally ranked in like 2 months.
Yeah,
I didn't start selling Virgin until like October, and it was a competition between January to December. And from that I was invited to be in the number. And me, Stanley, Addie, and Terry loved them to pieces. We sat there and watched them, even in the top 100, compete. Like they literally were trying to,
Mhm.
how did you? Well, how did you? Oh, so you do and you do. And we were over there like giggling, like, look at them over there trying to steal each other's ideas and customers. We're not playing.
Nah,
I'm not going to play that game because what you do to get them, you're going to have to keep doing to keep them.
Yep.
And more, because if that client wants to go to you because of your mouthpiece that you did to steal them from somebody else, they will go and do that and go with somebody else as well.
All right. Let's say, did we do? Thank you, Tracy, so much
Oh,
for
thank you,
the
Tracy.
$5 super sticker. We appreciate
it.
Indeed. Let's see.
What else you got?
All right. What's going on, Shani? Say, how long did it take you to grow your platform as a travel agent?
It's not an easy answer, but I will tell you this. Like, we've been on YouTube for probably what, like 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
As vloggers, we vlogged our lifestyle, and we did a pivot probably about a year and a half ago. So from that point to that point, I would say it's probably been about a year and a half that we really like zoned in on travel, because it made sense. Like, it was what our people watched the most on our channel. So about a year and a half. And it still came with some bumps and bruises, along the way of learning, what it was that our people liked, what they didn't like, what they needed. That goes along with studying your platform too. Studying the comments. The comments will let you know what the next video is. I'm gonna give y'all some free game.
All right. What's going on, Rochelle? How do we compete with Airbnb or convert clients from Airbnb? I wish you had said from what?
How do compete with Airbnb or convert client from Airbnb?
I was in my market. The market was getting ready.
Yeah. Airbnb is tough. But if you go with some of the vendors that also will do like classic vacations, I use them whenever I feel froggy, and I do book an all inclusive. And when I say froggy, I'm real froggy. They do Airbnbs on there as well. So there are some vendors now that are starting to pull Airbnbs into their inventory. So you may not have to compete with it. You may just have to give the client what they want, or give them something that's comparable. For me, I've never been into the Airbnb thing personally, although it's more value, honestly. But I'm an introvert. I live my life in a bubble that I create for myself with my friends, my family, the people that I'm very comfortable with.
Right.
But on vacation, I don't want to be secluded. I want to be out among strangers on vacation. So Airbnb doesn't work for me personally. Right. So I've never like got it.
Right. And then like when you put like convert, that's one of the things that you're gonna learn from Myron, that in the sales game, it's not about convincing or converting anybody into anything, because people are going to buy what they want to buy. Or he say people are singly motivated and they do things for one reason only. It's because they want to.
That's true.
They buy because they want to. So that particular client that's an Airbnb, they might not be interested in anything else other than Airbnb. So I wouldn't try to convert them. I would try to sell them that if that's what I'm interested in. But it goes back to, and a lot of us skip this step too, is that you have to learn your client.
Yeah.
You have to know, or you might hear from the term avatar, client. You have to know them. And sometimes it takes some time to learn. Like, we still learning y'all, like y'all learning us.
Yeah. And so, like I said, I wanted everybody to do all inclusives, and the people on my channel was like, oh, what about that Carnival cruise?
With that cruise, they want,
And I was like, I'm not a real cruiser.
So you have to like find out if these people that's booking Airbnb, if they want to be converted to anything else. So that take a lot. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. So what else you got?
Let's see. We got.
Yeah, we were all over the place with that, but it's cool.
All right. Thank you,
Leslie,
for becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate it.
Go to Nicole's up there. because I saw that.
All right. What's going on, Nicole?
Hey,
Say, how
Nicole.
often do the host agencies offer fam trips?
They are very marketing specific. So for me, what I have noticed is before major holidays, you'll get invites to go. Like I got 2 invites to go on 2 fams today, but I have not gotten an invite for a fam for like a couple of months.
Right.
So they come in pockets and you can kind of always gauge when they're about to come because now they're trying to garner a business for a certain quarter of the year. I mean, it's all marketing. So this is April. So I will say January, April is heavy. And then in the summer, because we went to Hard Rock on a fam in July, August,
something like that.
Yeah. So they spread them out, but they make sense to them from a marketing perspective because they need you in there because they want to potentially get some people. Every fam that I've been on has been freaking amazing. It kind of conflicted me because I love what they brought to the table so much that I wanted to offer it. And I did for a while. And I have a few of those bookings on the books, but they're like a drop in the bucket compared to what cruises do for us. So definitely had to pivot, but fams stay sporadic and some agents get invited, some don't. Have to think about it like this. These resorts are not bringing you out if they don't see the potential in you being of great value to them.
In English, they won't if you can be able to sell it.
That part. That part.
Yeah. Let me see. What's going on, Andre? Say, hey
Andre.
fam, keep doing what y'all doing. Goes just getting into the travel biz. All right.
Much success.
I wish you much success. Yes. Let's see. All right. What's going on, Shawnee? Can't wait to see take your class. I'm excited. I've been a TA for less than a month.
Okay.
And travel content creator for 3 months.
Awesome.
The teacher gig gotta go forever. Hey, I feel you. Like, and that's one of the things, like, the reason why we got into this, that we didn't know this was gonna be it.
No, we didn't.
But we wanted the freedom of our time. Because time is your greatest asset. So we would go to work and be sitting in our corporate America cubicle and be like, you know what? I could be at the beach right now. I could be at
because we love travel,
on a cruise. I could be doing something way more productive
than sitting here.
And then sitting here making these people more filthy rich than they are, and they don't give give a D about any of us that's sitting up in here.
You got to stop doing that.
Got to stop doing that. Let's see.
What else you got?
So Kimberly said, I definitely want to try my hands at the travel advising. I plan to plan a lot of things for my family and friends. Oh yeah.
Listen, let me tell you. They will get you in tip-top shape because the one thing about booking for family and friends, they're going to require stuff out of you that normal people wouldn't. Listen, they broke me in really good and I'm forever grateful.
All right, let's see. Do we have any more questions? So did we teach that good? I don't see that many questions tonight. But as again down in the chat field, like I asked you guys last time, do you feel like the information that we taught you guys, that you feel like that you have enough information to take action on to start building your agency? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel that way. All right. Appreciate the super chat, Terry, for $4.99. We are greatly.
I think we already saw it.
Did we see that one already?
I don't know. Because everything getting mumble jumble. But if not, thank you again. Hey, Desiree.
Hey, Desiree.
So Rochelle said, yep, 1.
1.
EJ 1.
Yeah. So like we said, the greatest thing you guys can do is segment this information that we watch this live over and over again and slowly apply it. Like my mom used to tell me growing up, the world won't build in a day's time. It took the Lord 6 days to build a world, but you want to
do it now.
You want to do it in a few hours. So yeah, take your time. Give yourself time to really get good And I'm gonna tell you, it's really going to pay off.
Yep.
And
Just do your, if you don't hear nothing else,
right.
customer service.
Yeah.
Don't
it's
have your
everything.
people waiting. Don't
Yeah.
have them second guessing.
No.
I told my husband earlier, I was like, because I'm a YouTube junkie. Like in my spare time before I go to bed, what I am doing is I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube to make myself go to sleep. And there are some other travel agents, not going to call no names. I wouldn't want anybody to call me out like that. But I see in people's chats that people be like, hey, I emailed you a couple of weeks ago. Did you get my email about my cruise? And I'm like, that's not a good look. That is not a good look at all. Because if you have somebody like me on the outside looking in, if I was thinking about using your services, I'm already out. Because I already know that you're not going to get back to me in a good amount of time. So make sure that you're servicing people and servicing them well. If we can service these people for these 9 to 5s, these corporate America jobs within these time constraints, we definitely can. But also be very clear with people that book through you what your hours are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this business can easily run you. And I tell people quickly, your payment is due when I sign off. If you pay it at 6 p.m., it's going to be processed the next day because my business hours are my business hours. It is what it is. And you have to be very clear and stern because, like I said, it will run you if you don't run it.
All right, let's see here. All right, see, we got another
Pink Polo 85. Thank you.
I finally made a live. You guys are the best.
We'll be glad that you made a little bit of it.
All right, let's see. What's going on, Big Mark? So, how much did you initially invest when you started? We actually
it wasn't a lot this time.
Yeah, it wasn't
because in the first video I told you all that this is my second host agency because the first one that I went with was an MLM, and I didn't really know what that meant until I got in the deep dive of it. And I kept being asked to come to Panera to report how many people I recruited. I'm like, I just want to learn the business. So I slowly got out of that. That one cost me probably about $600, $700 to get into initially to start up. And then when I found the host agency that I'm in now, to be honest with you, I saw this so it's probably going to answer Sherry's question. What questions to ask? I really deep dove into another host agency that I was asking stuff like, what's my commitment? Do I have to make a sales quota? Do I have to make a commission quota to remain active? What licensing do I need to come to the table with? Do I have to have this, that, and that? Most of these things I already had, but for instance, your business license. Do I need to have a LLC set up, or do I have to just have my tax ID? Like, there's different questions, but a lot of what I was asking for one, I didn't want to make the kind of commitment that I made the first time. It didn't like the host agency I was with. So I went with one that was a lot cheaper. And I think I paid like maybe $300 to get into, because I was willing to piss that away. I pissed that away a week. And I pay like $20 a month to remain with them. And then, of course, they have their commission split that they, some of them is tiered. So some of them will say, we'll pay you 70% of commission. We keep 30. Some will be 80, 90, 95. Or if you're in the agency like I am, once you get to a certain tier, you basically can make up to 95% of your commission, and they only take 5% from you.
Right. Yeah. And then like it would have cost more than that. Like we already got computers and all that kind of stuff.
So a lot of the upscale stuff that, because you can also, it's kind of like you could cherry pick different aspects that you need to add on as well. I ain't need all of that. So mine was cheaper. One, because I was being cheap because I didn't know if I won't like them, but I love them. I love them.
Yeah. So hope that helped there, Big Mark. Also, with the host agency, me and the Queen have talked about this before too. when it comes down to choosing the host agency, don't have analysis paralysis it's a year later and you still trying to find a host agency. Here's the truth. Here's the truth about host agency. It really kind of don't matter.
Nope. You just need to make sure they pay you. Pay you.
What really matters,
and you get access to your vendors,
is can you sell travel? Because it makes no difference who you with. If you don't know how to sell travel, it still ain't gonna be. So you can have the best host agency with the best software, the best tools, the best training, but if you don't know how to sell somebody travel, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah. So hopefully, Sherry, I hope that answered your question without
what's going on, Darlene?
Hey, Darlene,
thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat.
Hit Latricia right there. Is a YouTube channel vital for becoming a travel agent? Is it possible to be successful without one? It is possible to be one without one, but here is
a big butt.
It's a big butt. I got a big butt, and this butt is bigger than mine. This butt is because just like back in the day, people that went to the store on horse and buggy could not fathom having to do it in a car. Mm-hmm. Right now, you are in the age where everything is digital and everything is eye stimulated. And people need to see.
Right.
And it's night and day. Like, blogs are great for when you're searching content, stuff like that. Right. A lot of agents back in the day used to get a lot of business just by writing blogs. But that's when you're researching information. Get in front of the crowd and start being present. Start doing, I told them, I don't know if it was Zoom or that first video that we did, is you don't have to do it like us, but you definitely need to have a digital footprint out there somewhere where people know this is what you do.
Right.
And see it in action, whether you're teaching something, whether you're showing somebody resorts. I watched my mentor and a couple of travel agents that I went on vacation with. And although I'm not a live person, like I'm not a person that goes live on my vacation. One, I'm a little, I don't like people to clock my moves in real time, but I watched them literally sell without selling by just showing people what they were doing in real time. And before we could even land back in the US, the request for the Knicks group over at that resort was on and popping.
Let me give you a little bit more what I'm gonna be talking about in the class. YouTube is not a social media platform.
It's Google.
YouTube is a search engine. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the rest of them are social media platforms, meaning that when you post something within a day, it's gone until you post again. YouTube, because it is a search engine, when you post a video, people are going to watch that video today, tomorrow, and years to come. So basically, you give the message once, and YouTube goes out and finds the people who wants to watch that video. Now, how does that become powerful? When you do a video speaking to the person that you're trying to sell to, the algorithm will go out and find even more people just like that. Mm-hmm. So we have not done any traditional advertising since we started Cold Fun Travel. No Google ads, no Facebook ads, no newspaper ads, none of that. All of our customers have come through YouTube.
Yep.
That's why we're pushing this so hard. So if you want to learn how to use YouTube to sell cruises and how to get people more potential customers to your website, meet us in that class on the 10th. May the 10th. The link is in the description.
And here's the thing. You know that YouTube works because guess who's here? You.
Yep. That's how you found it. We ain't advertised nothing at you yet.
You don't know us.
Yeah.
You found us because guess what? you're on YouTube. Be on the other side. All right, what's the next one?
All right, I think I don't see it anymore. I think that's it. I think we done been on here for about an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming out tonight.
I do see a couple of questions. We don't want to confuse anybody about the Zoom meeting that happened last week. That only happened because
that was a one time.
Because we could not connect to the streaming service that allows us to do this. I don't know what was going on last week. So at a last ditch effort, because we didn't want people just being out there hanging, so we got everybody to come over to Zoom, where as many people as they wanted to switch from this platform, go to Zoom. So Zoom is not normal for us to do. So that was a one-time thing.
Let's see this one. What's going on again, Tracy? What if you don't have the funding for travel? Can you still have a successful YouTube channel? You sure can.
You absolutely can. And that was another thing. I'm glad you kind of brought that up, because when we first started and we were thinking about doing this, I was like, literally, I looked at my husband. I said, we don't cruise like that. Like people requesting more information out of us about cruising. And I'm like, we don't cruise like that. If our channel is going to sustain off of us showing vacations, that's not going to work. So what we decided to do, if we can't do a thing, we can teach a thing.
Right.
So if you're not doing it and showing it, at least teach it, so that people will start to trust that you know what you're talking about, that they're not just seeing you in real time, because cruising is expensive. Like, it's not the highest thing that you could do, but it does cost some money to do it. And everybody can't just keep jumping on ships or jumping on, going to resorts to get footage to do that kind of thing. It costs money unless you're being hosted. And to be honest with you, most people that get hosted are people that are big YouTubers. We're not a big YouTuber. Right. So most of the time when we go on these trips, if it's not a fam where I'm being invited out, last year was an exception to the rule, because I gained so much notoriety in these places that I was hosted from the companies as a travel agent. But for the most part, we pay. We have to pay.
Yep. So yeah, man. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. Again, like we said, make sure that you be more too addicted to taking action and learning information. And we're gonna catch you guys in the next live, straight from the VA.
The dirty sound.
2 up.
2 down.